Hello, it's Ileana here. Welcome back to my channel. I have another process video for you, and this time I'm using the Like Forever kit for the month of June, using lots of Illustrated Faith, cocoa vanilla products, and I think the kit might be called In Bloom. Anyway, I'm definitely going to be using that She Blooms paper, along with these cut aparts from Cocoa Vanilla, which I bought as an add-on. And I'm going to make a layout about the wall. Now, there's an in-joke with that wall that my husband and Lorenz are standing against. It looks like a really decent backdrop, actually. I quite like that shade of beigey grey in the picture, but it's not true to life because it really looks more like the kind of underside of where maybe ivy has grown and been peeled off. Anyway, I'm kind of digressing and I'll get to the title in a minute, but I'm just picking out some of these labels that might kind of illustrate the story a little bit, and yeah, I'm going to use those three that you just see me show to the camera, and they are Here's the Story, Simply Perfect and Colourful Memories. And then I'm going to find some more of these cut aparts. That one is Be a Pop of Colour in This Black and White World, and then there's the phrase on the side that says, You are my sun, my moon and all of my stars. And in case you didn't know, which I didn't, it's an E.E. Cummings phrase, that one. Anyway, so just cracking on with the layout itself. I've just selected a few of the papers that I think are going to be ideal. And that one, that's the green, I think is just a perfect khaki colour. And then the Simple Stories one, which of course that forms the other part of the Like Forever kit, Simple Stories. And it's just a really beautiful collection to work with all together, the different parts of the kit. They work perfectly for me, and I was trying to go with a grid design. That's my weakest kind of base design. I just don't really do grids very well, so I thought I'd challenge myself. In the end it's quite messy, but then I like messiness, so it's a bit of a messy loose grid. You'll see how it goes. And I found an old kind of a Project Life card that I'd somehow acquired, and so I decided to back up the phrase along with one of the little cut aparts, as you'll see, that one there, the XOXO. I think I was trying to get some sort of shadow effect. I really like shadows on layouts, and so that's what I was doing with that, and I've kind of rounded the corners to match it all in. So I fiddle about with those phrases for a little while, but the bits I want to commit I'm going to get down now, and unfortunately gluing it everywhere, but it's alright, it'll be covered up with the title, that part, and then the photograph can just sit there. Lovely. So yeah, did I tell you the story? The actual title is Khaki Avocado of this layout, and that's the colour. It may exist in Paint World or Dulux World or wherever. It's a name that my husband and I came up with as we walked past that wall. We couldn't really quite fathom why somebody would paint the whole edge of their house in this really dreary grey. And I don't like to judge people's colour choices. I think each to their own most of the time. It's just that it really darkened that walkway, and it just saps the energy. Some colours do that, but actually I can see why they painted the wall, because it does make for a really rather lovely backdrop. So actually I do appreciate that now. And I decided to pull out some of these old alphas. You may remember those. I got them in a few kits back from Like Forever, and they're by Thickers, and you can spray them, well, they suggest with Mr. Huey's, but I found a couple of suitable colours to mix out of my own stash. I've pulled out a few of the greens and greys that I have. I must have bought them as bargains. Actually though, the green ones are fairly contemporary. I think I went with, let me think, was it October Afternoon? It was called Hitching Post. Anyway, there we are. And the Tim Holtz one of Twisted Citron, that's it. And I've mixed those up in a couple of perfect art-size trays from Wilko's that you can put like sushi mixes or this and that. Anyway, perfect little art dish, as you can see, for the type of green that I was going for. And so I'm just going to dip the bottoms of those letters in to make a kind of an ombre effect, which I really like. It's almost a bit kind of rising damp, And again, that's kind of another suggested colour between my husband and I. Seriously, it was actually quite unattractive. Anyway, by the way, I love green, and I'm not afraid of different shades of green. Anyway, I could labour the point far too much and possibly run the risk of offending some people and their lovely houses, so I'll shush. So there we are. I've stuck down a few of the labels now because I'm quite happy with where they're situated, and I just thought it's time to pull out the ephemera. So I pulled out that amazing little dachshund, and of course these Cocoa Vanilla buttons from the Hello Sunshine collection. Really sticky. Brilliant adhesion on those. Almost a bit too good, but hey, we have a little tussle and we get there. I'm going to pop one of those down on some wax paper because, as it turns out, I'm fairly indecisive about the final position on that one. So you'll see that I'm just now adhering the Khaki of the title, and then the Avocado is going to go down kind of in a flash as well. And there's a little heart arrow that's just appeared to the left of the title that I selected as well. I pulled out some of the flair from this kit. Well, I ordered as extras, but I've ended up going with an older flair. And the dachshund, right, what should I do with him? Or her? Yep, I elongate it. I just thought it looked kind of cartoony and fun behind that quote there. And I'm going to pop up the tail with a little bit of foam adhesive as well as the light bulb. The light bulb, of course, emulates a little bit the great idea that we had to give that name, that wall colour, a name. So you can see the adhesive going up there. The flare badge, what does that say? That's priceless. It's kind of like a faux gold sparkle, and I thought that was just really fitting because it doesn't sparkle at all. But it just looks like a nice match to that khaki. I think what I'm going to do next for you is, while I'm adhering all these bits and pieces, I'll read you the journaling. And it's quite simple. It just says, here's the story. A colour we discovered on the side of a house we named Khaki Avocado on an evening walk along Cherrywood Lane. So when Lorenz and Daddy, you, walked the same route today, I got the in-joke. Yep, and the idea behind that is, of course, that they took a selfie and sent it to me, and I wasn't on location. But of course I took the opportunity to print it out and use the picture. You can tell what I've done there. I've just trimmed the outside of the white paper and made it fit squarely in with the blue. And that was just a piece of cardstock that we got in with the kit. And I really like the colour of it, so I gutted the middle so I can use it on future layouts. Gluing it down with wet glue, I suppose for repositionability, really, more than anything. And voila, I found a home for the button. That pretty much completes it, apart from the journaling, which I've just read you. And I'm going to put a few splatters on as well of the khaki colour that I made, and just a little squiggle around the outside border to match the one I did on the I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, the illustrated faith avocado coloured paper that I did earlier. So that about concludes things for me. But before I go, I really just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. And it's been really nice to have you along, peeping in on what I've been making. And I hope to have you back again soon for another layout in the near future. Okay, bye for now.